Okay, so what is the difference between how a modern practitioner deals with a disease and how an Ayurvedic practitioner deals with a disease? So, let's say, for example, a patient is having common cold or maybe any of the flu-like symptom, and he visits a doctor with an MBBS degree. Now, how modern medicine doctors will see the ailment is whether there is rhinorrhea, I mean nasal discharge, or stuffiness of nose. Is it rhinitis or I mean, is it an infection or some kind of an allergy? If this is an infection, is it a viral infection or there is a viral plus bacterial infection superimposed on it, or a bacterial infection to start with? Is the infection limited to the mucosal lining of nose? I mean, is it rhinitis? Or is it rhinosinusitis? Or is it sinusitis? Is it bronchitis? I mean, any form of the upper respiratory tract infection. And so the medication depends upon the diagnosis. In cases of allergy, antihistaminics are given and the symptomatic treatment is done. Precaution is advised. If it is a viral infection, then since viral diseases are self limiting, then no antibiotics are prescribed, symptomatic treatment is given. If it comes out to be a bacterial infection, either through symptomatology or through culture examination, then the appropriate antibiotics are prescribed. So, this is how a modern practitioner works up the ailment. Whereas, if you visit an Ayurvedic practitioner, the diagnosis is very different. It does not depend on the reductionistic approach as the modern medicine believes in, also the germ theory of disease, which the modern medicine believes in. Ayurveda has a very different style of approaching to a disease and treatment. So, being an Ayurvedic practitioner, if a patient comes to me for flu like symptoms, I look if the discharge is watery or if it is thick phlegm, and the color of the phlegm, if it is white, if it is yellow, what are the associated symptoms. Then how I will approach is that if the patient has a lot of water discharge and sneezing, then it will imply that the response of the body which leads to rhinorrhea, uh, it means there's a lot of sneezing implies a lot of air in the nasal cavity which is causing irritation. So it is probably of Vedic origin, sneezing associated with stuffiness, associated with watery discharge. I don't I don't care if it is allergic or it is due to a pathogen. That's not significant when it comes to Ayurveda. If the discharge is watery and sneezing is there, it implies a lot of air in the nasal cavity, which is causing irritation, sudden stuffiness, and then sudden watery discharge. So I'll use the treatment as prescribed for Vata disorders, which will need a lot of oleation of the nasal cavity, along with the medicines which alleviate kapha, because this region is predominantly of cough origin. So that's a different topic altogether. I'm telling you how to approach to a disease different and unique from modern medicine. Then, if the patient has a lot of thick white phlegm and a lot of congestion, he feels that his face and his lungs are congested, then it will imply that it is more of kapha origin. And I'll give some drugs which are very tikshna, ushna in quality, so that the cuff can be, pierced. I want to um, like dissolve the thick phlegm into some liquid form so that it comes out, like very similar to expectorant action, but it also kills the pathogens because it is very ocean infection. So it is actually I'm trying to make this zone, this area, the sinuses, the nose, the bronchus, the bronchi, inhospitable for the pathogens, and also I'm killing the pathogens. If now the phlegm is reddish tinged or maybe yellow, then it implies that the pitta dosh is predominant, and so I will use some medicines which are pitta alleviating. So if logically if it is red and yellow, it will imply that a lot of pus is present in the phlegm. The sinus linings or the nasal linings are very much infected and bleeding. That is why they are bleeding. So I need to give something which is astringent and cool in nature, along with uh, cough predominant, cough dosha alleviating drug, like for example Laghu Zoochikar, which can do both the things. It can alleviate cough as well as it can soothe the mucosal lining so that no more bleeding occurs. So we are making the pathways inhospitable, we are soothing the mucous membranes, and also we are killing the pathogens. So it is acting by a three-way effect. So this is how the Ayurveda thought process works. And patients who are treated through Ayurveda, like we are completely killing off the pathogens in this case, so they'll not get recurrence very often. Like it's not that it is not going to happen at all, but it will, if it will occur when the teleological factor is very strong, and after a long time, the immunity gained in this process will be very good. And what I have observed, no offense to any pathy, but if a patient is treated with antibiotics, so how antibiotics work is that they are very target oriented. They work on specific pathogens. So most of those pathogens are killed, and if some of the pathogens remain, they like even my modern friends would agree that the recurrence is a bit more common, and the ones those remain are now resistant to the antimicrobial agents. So they are more likely to be less effective antibiotics for them in future. So this is what is the universal case of antibiotic resistance, and none such antibiotic resistance and none such drug resistance will be observed in Ayurveda, but very carefully the medicine regimen has to be planned, because for example in case of pitta predominant pratishyaya, the pitta predominant sinusitis where there's bleeding from the sinuses, if someone gives tikshna and ushna, like hot and pungent drugs like maybe sanjeevani vati to do the pachana of the cough, then it will aggravate the disease instead of alleviating it. So one has to be very careful in that regard. So Ayurveda works wonders when you are knowing it very well, and maybe harmful if you are not knowing and just shooting off medicines, or maybe if you don't know the exact way to diagnose the diseases as per Ayurveda, and diagnosing as per modern medicine and then treating as per Ayurveda, that's a big fault. So this is how different the Ayurvedic and modern medicine approach is. I was willing to make this kind of video for a really long time, and now today is the day I have got this time. Hope you understood and enjoyed watching it. And if there's any query or there's something which I mistold by mistake, please apologize me. And if there's any query, then please let me know. Thank you so much.